here we are. Yay. Okay, all is well. Let me get my computer going over here so I can see what you see. Let me put these out here. Okay. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so we don't see the base. Here we go. All right, these are the cards, the sample cards that you will make with this Notes of Nature bundle. So you can see they all have that kind of decoupage look. But they're all made with just the Designer Series paper and the dies. There's no stamping. Well, there is some stamping on this one. Now, I cannot stamp for you. So if you don't have the Notes of Nature bundle, then you can just substitute something that you already have. If you would like to add the Notes of Nature bundle to your order, it is in the new mini catalog. I should have found this. Notes of Nature. Hold on a minute. Page 43. All right, the Notes of Nature. So, let's see, it's this one over here. So this is, the bundle is $46.75. And that includes, of course, the stamp set and these dies. This is your stamp set over here, right here. This is your stamp set. So if you wanted to add that to your $35, then it would be, 35 and $71.75. Then you would get the stamp set, the dies, and I pay the shipping and the tax. So that saves you $7 or $8 right there. All right, but you can let me know if you want to get the bundle. We'll add the $46.75 to your $35. And I will get that ordered and ready for you to go. All right, now I want to show you with this month's kit, you get a package of the Notes of Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper. And this paper is gorgeous. So we're going to be using one of these. I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. So we get a little more. All right. We're going to be using this sheet right here. We're going to be using this image on today's card. But you can use those, and the back side of that is a gold glittery. We're also going to be using this Designer Series paper on the card we make today, but on the back of it is a script that is gold and glittery. Then you've got this paper. The back side is another graphy looking, grid looking paper. This is another script with splotches of gold on it. The back side is images of the some of the plants, and on one of these cards, you're going to need to fussy cut that image out. You'll fussy cut it from right here. And then this is another gold one. Whoops, looks like I got something on that. With another script with gray splatches. And then this gold shiny one. Isn't that pretty? With some more images on the back. So you get, there's 2 each of 6 different patterns on this paper. And you will receive a package of that. I'm going to put this away. As well as the champagne iridescent dots. Let me see if I can get these open without spilling them everywhere. Here we go. So there's all of these, and we use them on 2 of the 4 cards. All right. Now, this is, you know, I don't know why. Why it is doing that. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have tested this again before I started off. All right, this is the Notes of Nature stamp set. We're using one of the stamps, this one right here. We're using that one. And these are your dies. And we'll actually, in your kit, you'll use this one. You'll get this one in your kit. You'll get one of the Designer Series papers with this cut out of it. You'll use some of these, or I'll include them. Anything that's die cut, I include in your kit. But I can't include stamping. So you'll just have to substitute something you already have if you don't have Notes of Nature. All right. A bonus that you will get with this kit is a set of images, sentiments that have already been cut out for you. This is from the Thoughtful Moments die set. It's Thoughtful Moments embossing folder and dies. And with that, and I'm going to show you how to do it, not this Thursday because I'll be gone, but next Thursday, Stampin' Thursday, I'm going to demonstrate this set to you because it's fascinating and it's wonderful. But you get all of these sentiments. And we're using one of these on this card, the Get Well. And so you cut them all at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the remaining sentiments from the paper that I cut these out of. So you'll get all of these to use on another card. That's sort of a little bonus for you. All right. So this one is using the Lost Lagoon ribbon and some of the dies, several of the stamps, and again, you will need to substitute those 3. There's really 3, maybe 4. Use some greenery back here. This is a piece of the Designer Series paper, and then just a little bit of the stamping inside that you can substitute if you don't have it. But you'll get everything else. You'll get the card base, the mat, the card front. You'll get all the die cut pieces. You'll get the ribbon, and you'll already have these gems. This one is using 4 different Designer Series papers, and it's the Bookbind Fun Fold. But I don't know if you can tell, but there's 3 squares or 3 rectangles of the designer series paper that are just randomly placed on this, which is, I don't remember if it's from this designer series paper. I think it's from the tartan. And I'll be including that with your kit. And then this is what you'll need to cut out. It's not hard to fussy cut. And this has the pearls on it, and I'll be including those in your kit. The sentiment, this is the sentiment from the kit, from the Notes of Nature, so you'll just have to find your own if you don't have Notes of Nature. Okay, so that's that one. And this one I love. I will include, this is with the gold foil. So I'll be doing these die cuts for you. And this is that stem that's in the Notes of Nature, and it's just cut up into different little pieces. And then this is, I think this, I'll have to go back and look. I think this is using some of the designer series paper, but whatever it is, I'll be cutting these out for you. And I'll be embossing this piece for you. And I'll be putting the holes in this designer series paper using that die from your pack of designer series paper. So I'll cut this piece out of your designer series paper and die cut the edge there. Again, it's just stamped inside. And then the one we're going to do today is this one, using the image that I showed you, and embossed, and the sentiment is out of that set, The Thoughtful Moments. So we're going to be doing a little bit of coloring with Stampin' Blends today. And if you don't have these exact colors, you can use whatever you've got. All right, so let's get started on that. For this card, I'm looking for my paper. Here it is. Oh, one other thing that this card uses are the countryside corners. And the largest one cuts this, and the second largest cuts this, your image out. And so we'll be doing that on the large cut and emboss today. And I will already have that done for you, and it will be in your kit. We'll be using the exposed brick embossing folder for this white piece. And we'll be using pecan pie card base. So we're going to go ahead and get our bone folder and get that. And then we'll need to do, I'm going to go on and do all of the die cutting. So I'm going to cut these two pieces and emboss this piece while we have the machine over here. Let me get it. All right. Get these cards moved away. Put it over here so maybe you can see it. All right. Let's do the die cutting first. Then we'll do the embossing. So we use our number 2 plate and our bottom number 3, which mine is all cut up, as you can tell, because that's the one I cut from. So the second largest countryside corner die is right here. And I'm going to snug it up against the top. I'm going to secure this. Secure this. top over it. Alright, so now we have our image. Put that die away. Throw my scrap away. My image now. This is the one we'll be coloring. Set that aside. And then we want to die cut out of this piece of Designer Series paper for a background behind our image. So I'm going to get that down. And we'll die cut this one. Okay. And now we have these two pieces ready to go. Put that away, and now we're going to emboss the white. And this is using the exposed brick, and I'm just going to line it up right at the bottom, right here. Just line the edge of my paper right there. But I need to take these two plates off and get my blue embossing plate. And here we go. When you emboss, you always want to send the folded edge of the embossing folder through first. There we go. Isn't that great? All right. That was the exposed brick. So now we're going to come back, and we do not need anything else. So we're going to move this back over here. All right. So what we're going to do first is adhere our embossed piece to the background, to the card base. Go ahead and do that. I know that we're probably not, I probably don't have anybody watching live because nobody knew it was coming. If you happen to have caught it, I would love it if you'd give me a shout out. Let me know that you're there. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use Stampin' Blends. I've got the light pecan pie, the light crumb cake. This is one of the naturals that Stampin' Up! Has a set of. This is SU100. But you could also use, and let me just get it, your Stampin' Right marker. If you have the Stampin' Right markers, you can use the Early Espresso. Isn't that what that is? Yeah, the Early Espresso Stampin' Right marker. So, if you don't have the 100s, then use the Stampin' Right marker, and that's what I'll use. And this is your Light Lost Lagoon. So we're just going to create this pod to look rounded. And in order to do that, you want to come along and just use your darker marker along the edges, along the outside edges. So I'm going to do that, right? I'm just kind of doing little streaks, really, because I'm going to come along with the lighter and fill it in. Okay, go ahead and do this one at the same time. This gives it a shadow along the edge, which makes it look dimensional. All right, now I'm going to come along with my crumb cake and just kind of blend that. And then I'm going to come along here. And I may add a little more dark on the edges so that this is lighter right in here. Okay. When I'm blending, I pull the dark away. I try to pull some of the dark out. And this is a quick blend. Should have even left a little bit of the white along there, and so I can come along with my color lifter. Make sure that's what this is. And lift some of the color right down through here. The color lifter just kind of whites it out. It just kind of fades. You can see it doing that. All right. So now I'm going to come back and put another layer of the crumb cake along the edge here. To darken it a little bit more. And I'll do the same right along this edge, just to give it a little more depth. All right. Now we'll use our early espresso to get our stem here. And our stem here, our stem here, and here. Our stem right there. Okay. I think I'm going to go on and do the stem here and here. Just this tiniest little bit. Now I'm going to use our Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to come along and do the veins first. And right along this edge, you can see there's a little edge there. I'm going to color that in. And then right here where the edge is flipped over, we're going to color that in. Here's another edge here and here. A little bit of an edge here and here. And then I'm going to come along here and just come along the veins. I'm not going to color this in your eye looks at that and perceives it as colored in, or perceives it as what a leaf should look like. You can add as much color as you want to it. Sometimes I'll come along and right at the base, I'll add a little more color leading up to okay. We've already done that one. And then I'm just going to put dots of color on these little leaflets. Just the littlest dots of color. There we go. All right. There we have it. That's all the coloring we're going to do. I'm going to grab my color lifter. I came out of the line more than I intended to right there. So I'll let that dry. It'll lift it out. You won't even know it's there. Now, the other thing you can do, let me grab that sheet of paper with that pattern on it. The other thing you can do, it's a different image, but you can just leave it blank. You can just leave it not colored, because that would be fine to do that. I like to color it in, but you can leave it uncolored. Now we're going to adhere this to the other piece of Designer Series paper. We're going to adhere this as much in the center as we can. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on to my base with dimensionals, because I wanted it to stand up just a little bit. So 3 on each side and 1 on each end. And then I'll put a couple in the middle, just because it is a larger piece. I'll use my handy dandy take a pick tool and get these off. Sometimes they come off, sometimes not. Let me throw those away. That's it. Now we'll put this in the center. All we need to do now is add our sentiment. On this card is the get well. So rather than cut another whole set for myself, I'm going to pick one of these, and I think I'm going to use the Thinking of You. I think I'm going to use that one. And so I'm just going to adhere it. It's already popped up. The base is already popped up, so I'm just going to add some glue right here. Well, I say I am. There it is. Barely coming out. This one just about, whoa. Well, that's definitely too much. Definitely too much. So, and we're going to add our thinking of you right there. And then our gems. Again, we'll use the other end of our Take a Pick tool, the sticky end. And I'm going to put one off the edge over here. Actually, I want a big one to go off the edge. So I'll get one of these. And I'll put a little dot of glue right there. And then I'll put one right here. And another one, a smaller one. Whoops. Right over here. And a couple more of the smaller ones. I want the right side up. I'm trying not to have to turn them over. Put it down here close to my sentiment. And another one right up here by the sentiment. Right there. All right. You know, they say that it always is better to do things in groups of 5. I mean, odd numbers. So I did this one with 5. I usually do just 3, but I thought it needed just a little. Oh, no. I did not do that. I did that. Let's see what I can do here. Always check your directions. Put a little more, add a little glue. Boy, I'm glad I didn't put glue on it the first time. I would have never gotten that up. Never, never. But if all else had failed, I could have always cut that off and added it to another card base. So, looks like, add a little bit of glue right there. All right, that is our card. Well, I guess I could do the inside. And let me get my pecan pie ink. And just stamp a little bit. I could use any of the stamps in that set, but I think I'll just do this. I'll do it this way. There we go. Okay. Put my ink away. And I'll add this to the inside of my card. You could always add another sentiment inside if you wanted to. And I may do that later. But for right now, we are going to call this card done. There we go. So, we have this one. We have this one. We have this one. And this one. These are the cards that you will receive kits for in your January Stamp Club. So I hope that you will consider this Notes of Nature stamp set. And if you want to participate in the Stamp Club, let me know. All right. You have a great day. Bye-bye.